So, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining to our Friday Producers Club, Producers Mindset. I'm just gonna spotlight Rita, our amazing guest. So, so much fun to have you on the call, Rita. I know
Yeah.
Rita. I know of Rita. Or knew of Rita for many years before me and her went into business. Rita got her license around 2004. Which she's gonna talk about and share with us that experience. And at some point, I decided when I got into leadership, ownership, I'm like, I gotta be in business with that woman. Like, there's no way. Like, it's gotta happen. And then it happened. Years later, and I don't know. I mean, 5-6 years more or less. We've been in business together. Maybe more. I don't remember.
A little more. I think 7. We're going on 7.
7 years or 7 great years. So it's been a privilege, and this is a real treat for everybody who's watching us, because Rita, you are a full-time realtor and agent. You're a full-time mom. You're a business owner. You are so many things, and there's so much to learn from you and be inspired by you. And thank you for taking the time to share that all the good stuff with us today.
Thank you, Meny. I'm grateful to be here, and I appreciate you. And part of my success is because of you and Keller Williams when I moved over 7 years ago.
Yeah. So thank you, Rita. So tell us, go back right for a second. Let's just start with the real estate piece of it.
Sure.
Before, what made you go into real estate? What was before, and how was that kind of transition to that world?
So I got my degree in broadcast journalism. I thought I was going to pursue that dream of mine. And after September 11th, I realized it's not for me. I can't do that. And I went to some different ventures along the way. Real estate was very interesting. In 2004, I decided to get my license. And the reason why I decided to join and get my license is because I bought my first property in 2004. And I had the worst agent. And after dealing with that agent, I said, what am I doing? Why can't I do this? At the time, my sister was already doing real estate for a few years. She was in San Diego. So I saw what real estate was doing for her, and I loved it. I loved seeing her busy. I loved seeing her, managing her own schedule. And I thought, let me try it. Let me just go for it. It was scary. It was scary to leave my job. I had a great job at the time. I was a makeup artist, and I was just, getting paid really well doing makeup. And I thought, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? But I did it. And it was one of the best shifts I could have done for myself. And right after, getting my license, I thought, okay, let's start. In 2004, the market was booming. So I got really lucky my first year in real estate. Everybody I knew, friends and family, wanted to buy and sell. So, I did okay. I did okay for that first year. And my career just started growing after that.
Yeah, that's awesome. But at the same time, I must say that, whoever's listening, we can always give credit or blame the market conditions and everything. You still had to reach out to people and let them know what you do and ask for the business, right?
Absolutely. Thank God I had great mentors, and the mentors that I had really was my backbone and my support. And that's really what counts to help you with your confidence, because I didn't know what I was doing. So, but I never showed it. I acted like I was in business for a long time because that's what they told me to do.
Yeah. How was that, really that approach, that attitude of you calling someone from your friends, sphere, coworkers, what have you, and asking for the business? How did you go?
It used to be very uncomfortable because I used to feel like I was bothering them. Once I changed that my mind and realized that, it's not about me bothering them, but it's about me giving them value, and actually just me being kind to them and say, hello, how are you? And actually coming from contribution rather than I'm bothering them today. So that mind shift and that change in my mind was huge for me. So it was really more natural. And today, part of my success is because I keep in touch with people, for every holiday, not holiday, just because, constantly just sending messages, calling, sending cards, traditional, old-fashioned way, sending cards, emails, newsletters, and everything else that we can do just to keep in touch.
Yeah, I know, because I get some of your stuff. You're doing a great job. Tell me more about that. Providing value, right? So, maybe it was somewhat of like, hey, they told me to do this, so I did it. But then it really transitioned to, I really know, right? Rita really knows what she can deliver. So if you're comparing your first few years that were successful to whose Rita is today, did that value change? Did that attitude change?
Definitely. So I would say I was with another brokerage for 11 years before moving to Keller Williams. I moved to Keller Williams about 7 years ago, and everything changed for me. We have so many resources at Keller Williams, and the environment, everything about it was just invigorating for myself, for my business, for my health, for everything. It just was perfect for me. So along the way, while I transitioned to this brokerage, I started doing a little bit more masterminds and growing my knowledge, and not just about real estate, about yourself. I mean, it's even just being healthy, changing your lifestyle so that you can be happier. I find that if we simply are grateful and happy to be alive every day and to be doing what you love, it's natural. And the confidence along the way, it really came from the knowledge and the masterminds and all the resources that we have available. We need to, I feel like that was really what helped me go to the next level and really boost my confidence, because it doesn't matter how many years you've been in the business. Some people are really natural, they're confident, but some aren't. And for me, I wasn't one of those that was just naturally confident, but it took time. And today I'm grateful that I feel privileged and honored to have all my clients and past clients and referrals, because most of my business today is from referrals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is huge. It takes a minute to get there, but consistency wins all the time.
Definitely. I never understood how important it is to keep in touch, really keep in touch. So many people don't keep in touch, and 5, 6, 7 years later, when they're going to sell their house, they forget who their agent was. But if you just keep in touch and do the simple things and just be kind, hey, how are you? It's as simple as that. It doesn't actually you don't have to call someone and say, are you going to sell your house tomorrow, or anything about real estate. It can really just be simple, and just keep it kind and, basically, being yourself. So be true to yourself. But definitely the confidence helped me. And today when I talk to people, I feel that it really just lines up with me coming from value and helping them and wanting to give something back to them. That's why I started this business.
Yeah, and one thing which you already mentioned, but I want to present this from a different angle, that you're a great marketer. And it's funny, because I was in some kind of a very special seminar a couple of days ago, KW1 in Arizona, and the guy who was one of the top executives in KW mentioned, you guys in California, especially SoCal, you guys are great marketers, right? So what you do, Rita, and I want you guys, whoever's watching, to understand her secret, right? Which is not a secret, is you always stay in touch with me, right? Your client, but on a friendship level, right? Like we friends, we have relationship to whatever extent, but you always on the back end reminding me, via emails and letters and postcards, that this is who you are and what you do. So when I talk to you, in some way, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity.
No.
Right?
Fantastic.
That's what it is. Yeah, influencer, if you're a millennial. Yeah. So tell me, there's a lot of people in the call that, same thing, the same scenario. They have another business, supporting the spouse, or, vice versa, have kids. How do you juggle all those worlds?
Oh, good question, Meny. It's crazy. You know, my mornings are crazy. We have our routine, we have our schedule. My kids are still young. I have a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old. We're very close. My husband has his own business. I try to help him, but I'll be honest, my business grew because of them as well. So, you know, both my boys are in club soccer. I have now shared, you know, when I meet people, I tell them what I do because I love what I do. And I always talk about, oh, this house, this client, this. So of course, when it's time for them to buy and sell, they come to me and be like, oh, Rita can help us. So it's about not being that secret agent and, you know, mixing everything I can with my family, my chaos, and the crazy life that we all have, along with real estate. Because if you love what you're doing, and I'm sure we all do, this is a great career to have. We are so lucky that we really, you know, with some patience and hard work, you really can, you know, do whatever you want with this career and have so much flexibility and build a retirement and build a future. So having the family is just actually helps because it's about marketing, it's about networking, and it's about being out there and speaking, you know, and we all have our stress moments with, okay, we need to do this, we need to do that. I will definitely say that having the family and having my boys and planning their lifestyle and their vacations, for example, that's number one. So we have to work hard to get there, and we have to have that to look forward to. So one of the biggest things you taught me, Meny, when I started 7 years ago at KW, put it in your calendar, set your vacations first, because yes, we'll work hard, but you need to play harder and, you know, put it in there. And if you put it in there and you see that it's going to happen, and even if you may not have the financials right now, you will get there. Just put it in front of you and have it in your vision board in your head or wherever you want. Sticky notes, you know, I'm old fashioned. I still write things everywhere. My coach told me, you got to get rid of it. I can't, you know, I like to write things down and I like to revisit. So whatever works for you, you know, the systems in place that you put, but definitely embrace everything you can from the family and the chaos and bring it into real estate together.
Yeah, that's great. I love that because you touch so many different things as well. Life, business, family. A couple of questions on the chat. So I'm just gonna kind of connect everything. Eliana asks, what are the simple things that you do with clients? Like you do pub buys, or do you send something special? Anything that can, you know,
Yes.
coach the people?
So first of all, I try to really listen to my clients when I'm helping them find properties and when they're actually looking for investments or whatever it is they're looking for. You know, a lot of times we have our clients that are using multiple agents. We don't even know. You know, I've never forced any client to sign an agency agreement with me that they have to use me. To me, it's about performance and actions and, you know, coming through with them. So standing out with clients and buyers, really, it's listening to their needs and making sure if there's one thing that they told you, whether it's they love mid-century modern or they have to have that perfect view, just stand out and just really try to pick those special properties for them. And, you know, try not to make it like a generic, try to make it very personable. Even if you have a lot of buyers, you really have to try to be personal with them. Even though you might have auto emails, you've got to follow up, send them a text. Hey, did you see this? Did you, you know, once in a while, you really have to do that. In terms of past clients or like marketing, what I do, you know, the note cards help me a lot. Aladdin is someone that I use. It's very reasonable. I think it's like $50 a month or so, but you can send out your greeting cards and they do it for you. And then I send brownies and I could send gifts if someone has a baby. You can send them a gift card with it. You know, it's a wonderful tool to have. Closing gifts, I try to make it very personable. You know, if it's a seller, I'll make them a little album of their home. A lot of sellers are really emotional about their home. And so I try to put together a gift basket, but always have something that they'll go back to remember me, that I made this for them. You know, so it's just kind of standing out. And I hope that answered the question.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you. And you guys can look up Aladdin. I think it's
AM cards, AM cards,
Oh, AM cards. Yeah.
Aladdin AM cards. I think that's how they can find it.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a good tip. Thank you.
Mm.
Christine asked, adding value when touching base. What does it mean? I think you mentioned that, but I mean, is there anything specific when you call someone? Okay, so you have like, you're gonna call someone, talk about just, school, kids, that.
Right.
Do you insert some kind of real estate? Are you waiting for kind of,
Yeah. Simple things, like right now is a great time to call your clients or friends and family and just say, hey, did you call the gas company? Did you have them do your yearly checkup? It's free once a year. Let them come out and make sure that your home is safe. As simple as that, just giving them a tip. Or, when everybody was refinancing, it was about, do you need me to send you any comps? Do you need to see what your home is worth? Do you want to, get a home equity line of credit? Maybe you want to buy an investment property. Maybe you want to go buy that, that property up in Lake Arrowhead that you've been talking about. So it's just, talking about anything that has to do with value to them, I think really helps. And sometimes you may not even have anything to talk about, and that's okay. And then you just say, how's the family? How's life? How's life? Yeah.
So tell me, naturally you had, great few, the last few years, right? How the market was. This year, things shifted, right? For sure. What is your kind of plan vision for next year, for the next 12 months?
So, it was crazy a few months ago when all of a sudden the market changed. It felt like overnight. And all of a sudden the sellers weren't getting what they wanted. And then the buyers that you were helping couldn't afford to buy anymore. And especially those buyers that I was helping from last summer or last year that never bought because of all the bidding wars, they're like, no way, I'm not going to pay 7% interest. So I lost a lot of, my buyers. However, with that said, it doesn't mean that they're not going to buy later. And my business shifted, and it's going to shift for next year. I'm actually excited about it because it's refreshing finally for new buyers, because there's always new buyers. There's always new opportunities, guys. I mean, forget the ones that, don't want to buy anymore. That's fine. I'm here for you when you're ready. But there's always going to be someone that needs to buy and sell. So having that attitude that I'm excited, I don't have to be in a bidding war, like, whew, we're exhausted as realtors. I mean, we've been working so hard the last few years. I've been working triple time to get one offer accepted. And no matter how amazing agent you can be and really standing out and being creative to write the best offer, it's been tough. A lot of buyers are just exhausted. So I'm excited for my buyers. Now we have opportunities. There are a lot of clients that have money that they've been wanting to buy investment properties. This is the time. People that have cash, go for it. They don't care about the interest rates. They're looking right now to buy, and those, the prices to correct. And as I've been correcting, I'm not going to say drop so much because it's really more going to be a correction, right, Meny?
Correct.
Yeah, it's really more that. So it's exciting. I'm really actually excited. For a minute, I panicked. For a minute, I did panic. Just
why
like
is that?
Because all of a sudden I got all my clients that I had in my pipeline, my buyers, active buyers. I can't do this. I'm exhausted. No way, I'm not going to buy. And you know what? I heard this actually in one of your other top producers in your office, and it really stood out. And she said, when someone says I'm not going to buy and they're renting, well, then this is all I say to them. You want to rent? You want to pay 100% interest, or do you want to pay 7% interest and buy?
Oh, that's amazing.
It's as simple as that. And really, we have to just know the value and let people know that if you find the right home now, and as long as we find you the right home, because we know inventory is terrible, but if we could find you the right home, this is amazing. You can buy it, and 7% is 7%. But guess what? In a couple of years, it's going to go down, and when it does, then you can refinance along the line later. So it's just really knowing how to be a little positive, staying positive in this market and this change, because it's change, and change is hard. But it's just also giving that positivity to your clients, to your friends, to your family. hey, this is a correction. We needed this. You know, this is long overdue. It's been just over, over the top, only one way market. It's not easy. It was only for the sellers for so many years. So we're kind of just going into this shift where I feel like it's going to benefit a lot of people. It really is. So I think that what we're doing now to get ready for next year is really important. So just keep in touch. I know it's crazy times. It's crazy month between all the holidays, but just keep in touch and make sure you send out a holiday card or New Year's card, whatever it is, or a newsletter, and just make sure you're keeping in touch, because it's as simple as that. And just to let people know, it's a great excuse to say hello to people right now this month.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing that resource, the AM cards.
Yes. Yes. Another one, Meny, that I love is HomeBot. HomeBot I use for anyone who has a property. And, you know, we have so many resources on command also. I mean, the smart plans on command and letting people know what's going on in their neighborhood, that goes out as well. So I kind of have everything. I try to be involved in everything I can. I also do the American Lifestyle magazines. The magazines I send out to just past clients, really. It's all my past clients over the years. And it's just making sure that that's something they're going to get from me. And it's in their home, and they love the recipes, and the magazines are beautiful. And, you know, it's a great addition that I can give back to my clients. And once in a while, I'll call them and just say, hey, are you enjoying those magazines? Because if you're not, I'm going to give it to someone else. It's not cheap, you know? So yeah, there's a lot of great resources out there. And the more that we can educate and give to each other as, you know, colleagues, I'm happy to share. And I'd love to hear what others are doing. There's always so much room to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I mean, if you guys, you know, listening to carefully to Rita, she, you know, the way I kind of envision it, it's like I'm driving down the boulevard and I see her, Rita, on a bench and on a billboard and whatever. I mean, she doesn't do that, or at least not yet, or maybe she does, but it's like her PR is all over the place, but it's more consumer centric in like a direct touch, right? Via email, postcard, magazines, etc. How did you, two-part question. Number one is, how do you budget for it, right? And then, because you diversify, it's like you just do one thing, you diversify, which is great. And also, when you you know, transition from a different company, or even today, when you decided, hey, I want to rebrand myself, right, how do you go about that?
So branding yourself is really important, making sure you stand out, having your name as your business, because our business is really our name. So making sure you have that ready so that you can put it in all your marketing pieces. And it's just I feel like in our business, you have to spend some money to earn more money. It's scary in the beginning. I think one of my first big purchases was the American Lifestyle. When I first committed to that, it was like a minimum 50 magazines. And at the time, I didn't even have 50 past clients. So what I did is I sent it to some other people in my sphere of influence. And then I actually ordered some to take to open houses, because that was a value. When you have these magazines and you're giving it to a seller next door, and they see how professional you look and, you know, how you're branding yourself, that's, you know, pretty amazing. So you got to start somewhere, budget what you feel comfortable with obviously with whatever you're making that year. We all know that, you know, taxes, there's a lot of money we're paying in taxes. So the money that you are spending on yourself and your career, it's at least, you know, it's tax-free. You can write it off. I look at it that way. So growing myself, getting a coach, getting a virtual assistant, whatever you need to do to help your business go on another level. I recently got a virtual assistant, Meny. I'm not sure if I told you. That's huge for me. I know we talked about it a while back, and I wasn't thinking that I could actually commit to it, but I'm doing it. And it's been great. And, you know, at first it was hard like to commit that much to do every month, but so far so good. And honestly, it's great because it's helping me do what I want to do more, which is spend more time with my kids, spend more time with the family. I don't want to be in front of a computer all day doing all the marketing. It's a lot. looking for properties, helping clients, trying to take care of family, house. So it's just easier, simplify and diversify whatever you can and put the money that you feel is going to give you the biggest return. And it takes time to do that. It's not going to happen your first year in real estate, obviously, but for those more seasoned agents, I think you understand that, you know, putting some money in yourself, investing in yourself, somehow, you know, the good of God, you're going to get it back and more.
Yeah, I love that. And I do think also, like, the sooner that you know, the sooner that you have a plan, and the sooner that you commit to your plan, aka calendar and time management, etc., then you know what you need to do to get the results, and you know what you are doing that is more of an administrative role. So then it's easier to know, okay, I'll make a decision. Let me budget that portion to have someone to replace my $8 to $15 an hour job, so I can produce more than that.
That's right. And having that plan in writing and having your goals right now in writing, simplify your goals. It's your health goals, your family goals, your life goals, your personal goals, your work goals. Just put it down in writing. And if it means, okay, I want to produce this much next year, just put it in writing, have the list, look at it every now and then, make sure that you're going to see it. Because right now I'm looking at what my goals were this year and I'm reading it and I'm like, oh, check, 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 but not all of them. There's a few things that I still need to work on and move to the next year. There's always going to be those goals and trying to achieve them.
Yeah. You mentioned that you've been coached. When did you get when did you make a decision to, you know, hire a professional to guide you?
It was like April, and I had just, you know, passed the first quarter of the year, and I was working so hard, but I didn't see any business coming in. And I thought, what is going on? This is not okay. So it was like that point where I thought, I need to change something. I need to do something. So I decided to dive into a MAPS coach at the time. And it was exactly what I needed. You know, it's funny because sometimes I feel like it was like a therapy session. You really, because it's just like talking about your business, talking about what's going on in your day-to-day, your last week, and trying to, you know, work together to see how we're going to move to the next level. It really helped me at the time, Meny. And it wasn't like I was doing the wrong things. I was doing everything right, but I was feeling just stagnant. And I felt like I was locked up in a bottle, and I needed that coach to just kind of help me get out there. And right. And I didn't do it too long. I think I did it for almost about a year, and it was, you know, a good amount of time for me. It just helped my confidence. And once I got my confidence up again, business started coming through. And it was all my hard work that I was working on. Sometimes that happens where you're just like, wait, where's the business? You know, you go through the first 3 months of the year and you don't see business. You're like, what am I doing wrong? This is not okay. Yeah. So I really felt like that helped me. And it's a reminder, just keep in touch with your sphere, keep in touch with people. And it's really about that, and not lose sight of the big picture, and don't get discouraged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Are you planning to change anything in your you know, daily habits, routines, work-wise when it comes to real estate, or are you gonna keep doing more of what you're doing currently?
There's always room for me to grow. So I think I should change a few things. Absolutely. You know, for me, it's really getting the hard things done first, doing the things that we don't like to do in the earlier part of the day. I think that's huge for me because we have so much to do. So write it down and then do it, execute it, and try to do it today. And if it doesn't work out, just have it written down and make sure you're going to get to it. And it's keeping more focus. I think having a focus and time management is huge. I'm still working on that. I can definitely say I'm not perfect at that, and I have a lot to learn and grow with. So definitely doing what I'm doing, but obviously we strive for doing more the next year. So I'm striving to do more. Absolutely.
Yeah. We all should have that kind of attitude. You mentioned back when, you know, the reason that you went into real estate because you had not the best experience with the realtor. back in 2004 when you purchased your property about that time. So, which also makes you an investor. Did you always have that investor mindset? Do you still have it? What are you kind of, again, recommendation to realtors out there when it comes to purchasing, properties, etc.?
Well, it's still one of my goals. And, I haven't, being in this business for as long as I've been, I feel like my business really just started 7 years ago. And one of my biggest goals is going to be having passive income. We all need to do that. When you have a listing and you see 3-4 agents write an offer on your listing, that means you should have bought your own listing, before letting it go.
Sure.
And that's happened to me a few times. So there's been a lot of opportunities that I have missed, but it's okay. I will get there. It's been, to get where I'm at today, where to say I can actually, we haven't, enough support where I could feel like I could buy something is huge. The market's been crazy. I've always had that investment mind because of the background that I come from, and the family and everybody loves, always thinks about passive income. So definitely it's always been there, but I still have to work towards that. And I'm not there yet. And I feel like in real estate, I don't know if we'll ever get there. We always want more. Don't you feel like that, Meny?
Well, I do think if it's been presented in the right way, that I believe that's the way to go, is not because, oh, I want more, right? I mean, some people are like that as well, but we're talking about people like us. It's because you growing, you evolving, you expanding, you're able to consume more, you're able to support more and have more, and that's okay.
Right. The one thing I will say is that I've gotten a lot of compliments over the years from my clients that they also know that I put their needs first. And, when I was at an auction with a client, I got him the house, and he ran into a friend who was an agent. And I looked at him and I'm like, oh, well, she's your friend and she's an agent. And he's like, yeah, but I don't trust her. She'll buy it straight. She'll buy it before me. So it was very interesting, making sure your clients trust you is huge, even though you're going to be an investor and you want to buy great deals. But that's really important to have that good rapport with your clientele too, no matter what. As investors, my relationship with my clients, they come first, and they know that.
No, it's a golden advice for sure. And by the way, whoever's watching us, next Thursday, December 15th, 10 a.m., I'm going to host a mastermind, same link, I think, about wealth building and investment properties. It's going to be the wealth division director from KW International, and a couple of agents who are investors, and they have passive income, so they're going to share some cool stuff with that. So all of you welcome to, of course.
Fantastic. I'll be there.
Join us. Anything else that you wanna share? Last few thoughts.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, Meny. I'm always here if I can help anybody. If anybody has any questions, you're definitely welcome to give them my number, email, and they can, contact me for any other resources I can give them, any help. We're all here to help each other, and I love that. And I really am grateful that, thank you for all those that are attending today. But I do feel that there's enough business out there for all of us. So we all really just need to be kind and help each other and work towards each other's goals. So if there's something I can do to help someone else, I'm here to help.
Always classy and always to the point, and always coming from attitude of servant leadership, Rita. So I love you, appreciate you, admire you. Keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. It's so good to see you.
Thanks for sharing, Rita. Say hi to everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Rita.
Bye. Bye.